Alright, it's your boy Spankdog, aka Puffinstein, at YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Also at Twitch, Puffinstein 514. Subscribe to me at Twitch also. And yeah, this is gonna be about, if you guys think that, aliens are among us or not. You know. I had been watching a couple of documentaries, and it made me the last documentary I watched is the one that really made me want to do the little piece on the UFOs and whether we've already made contact with them or not. So I'm almost certain everybody knows the government is finally admitting not even that we think aliens exist. There's whispers of them having biological evidence, meaning they have alien DNA. One of the things that I really found interesting that they bring to light is that the government supposedly admits to having alien devices slash gadgets because they talk about reverse engineering, and the only way you could reverse engineer something is if you have some sort of um, mechanism. So it could be the spacecraft itself they're talking about reverse engineering. So, like I said, unless they're strictly talking about trying to reverse engineer the aircraft that they arrived in. But if you were in an aircraft traveling to another planet, would you not bring things with you, even if you were an alien? Now, we don't know anything about people other than human beings. So I don't know if when an alien jumps in his spaceship to travel to Earth, I don't know if he brings possessions with him. You get what I'm saying? But you never know, especially a weapon. So they have kept it under wraps for a long time. We don't know if they have a whole body, a arm, a finger, a fingernail, but they said they had biological alien DNA. The only reason I could see them not being secretive in 2024 is they're worried. And I believe, in other words, I believe the reason they're finally talking to us about this is because I think, when you have the best jets in the world, and they're talking about witnessing aircraft that move 75 times faster, and it might be where they're saying if this is really a thing and they're not peaceful, then we have to let the public know, so at least they'll be ready to do whatever they can. So I said they're worried that they really might be around, and what a better time to strike when countries like the Ukraine and Russia are fighting, and from what I've heard, but I live in the USA, so if I said that I heard Russia started the war with Ukraine, Russians are gonna say that's propaganda. So like I'm just I look at their leader and I don't get a good vibe. I'll just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to have respect for, you know, because that's political. So regular civilian Russians and regular civilian Ukrainians, I wouldn't want to upset either. Probably with the Russian government, I'm upset with at the moment, but like I said, I don't know the ins and outs of everything that's going on, so I'm not mad at anybody. I just don't want there to be a war going on, especially when Mork from Orca is about to roll up. You know what I'm saying? So I said, meanwhile, we're about to meet entities from other universes or other planets or other galaxies, whatever you want to call it. I said, I don't think them seeing Ukraine and Russia at war or what's going on in the Gaza Strip, it looks like if there really are aliens, it's a sign of internal warfare, internal, strife, you know what I'm saying? So, I said, I don't think Ukraine warring with Russia would be a good look if aliens rolled up right now. Now, I wouldn't even be talking about this if there weren't so many documentaries on YouTube. They just released a documentary on Tubi. Go check that out. The TMZ documentaries, the TMZ Investigates. I've been watching them lately. They're fantastic. And, oh man, on YouTube, I've been seeing a lot of the stuff that I seen on the TMZ UFO Investigates, I had already seen on YouTube. So, um, let me get back to where I was. I said I wouldn't even be talking about this if there wasn't so many documentaries and pieces on the internet, and you know, I have no choice but to talk about, what if I've seen so many things on the internet. Some of them you think are fake, and then some of them aren't fake. The aerial ones are the ones that you're like, who's gonna go up 80,000 feet in the air to pull a prank? You get what I mean? So I said I don't even know what to call it. I mean, I guess it's just what it is. Visitors from either another planet or another galaxy slash universe, whatever. I said I don't know if there's a difference between the two. I said, but he is saying you can't defy logic, and it's logical to believe that aliens are here because of all the new evidence. And that's pretty much the consensus from my viewpoint. I also agree. I said there's too much stuff being documented visually for something not to be going on, especially the fact that for the first time they were going to have eyewitness testimony, and even one of the three was a whistleblower. And he says that he literally tried to track one of the UFOs but couldn't. It's official testimony on the books under oath where there is Lieutenant Ryan Graves, and he is representing a whole bunch of pilots, and they're talking about near crashes with unidentified objects in the air. Then there's Commander David Fravor. He's a former Navy pilot. This is the guy that not only saw a UFO, he engaged a UFO. There is one more guy I'd like to mention. His name is David Charles Grush, who is the former U.S. intelligence official for 14 years. This guy is an absolute expert on UFOs. You don't get that job by accident. He knows more about what happened with alien contact than anybody probably you ever seen. He probably knows more than some presidents about aliens. Now, the crazy thing also, I keep saying another crazy thing, but there's so many crazy things about this. I said another crazy thing is that back in the days, if you talked about being abducted by aliens, or even mentioning that you seen something you thought was an alien, or you witnessed anything regarding an alien, you'd be labeled a quack, a kook. I said, um, Yeah, cuckoo, get the straight jacket, and throw them in the rubber room. That's what they would do if you would have said alien back in the days. Now, if you say it, there's a good chance the person you're talking to would agree with you. How time has changed. God bless these three men for coming forward and speaking in front of Congress, though. The amount of courage it takes to be this transparent is absolutely amazing. If it's truly what it seems to be, it's amazing. At the hearing, retired Commander Fravor says even though he almost crashed into the unidentified flying object, they just went about it like nothing ever happened, and nobody wanted to talk about it because it was the kind of thing people didn't even dare to discuss. Like, who was going to believe you almost crashed into an alien? Then they asked Mr. Grush if the U.S. is in possession of non-human aircrafts, which of course means it's if it's not human, it's an alien aircraft. But they say they do have an aircraft that's non-human, and he also says that there are indications that the aliens are interested in our nuclear technology and capabilities. When I heard that, I said, how would you determine that? Meaning, how would you determine that they're interested in your nuclear technology and capabilities? And I said to myself, the only way you could determine that is if you found some of this phenomena around places where they store nuclear weapons. How else would he know that they're interested? I said, this is when it starts to get real crazy. I seen what looks like a global spacecraft dive in. Yeah, there was a spacecraft and it looks like a globe, and you see it submerge into the water like a submarine. It's crazy. So, but then Mr. Gersh proceeds to say that we do have alien DNA and biological parts or whole aliens. He also says that people have been hurt in order to cover up this information, the fact that aliens are real. And they even ask him if people have been murdered to cover it up, and he says he doesn't want to answer that. This has been in movies before. I said, looks like when people say, yeah, but that's in a movie, seems like movie can be more true to life than people think. Because you say something crazy and they about and you like they say something crazy and you say, yeah, but that was in that movie, and then the person will go, that's a movie. Well, all this stuff was in movies, and it seems like some of it's coming true. You know what I'm saying? So I also want people to understand that, of course, I don't trust my government, but I also don't falsely accuse any entity or person of things. So my speculation is just that, speculation. But like I said, I definitely don't put it past our government of doing sneaky and underhanded stuff. Any government on this earth, for that matter. I believe that the American government is one of the more level headed governments, but I do believe they would hide the fact that they knew about aliens from us. I mean, they probably have for decades. It's already being revealed. I wanted to go on with what was I saying before. What I wanted to go on with what I was saying before. We have to keep in mind that technology has been advancing at a rapid pace. And I mean, since the discovery of communications, electricity, computer technology, the advancement has been at the speed of light when it comes to technology, like nanotechnology. Everything just started being internet, high speed internet, 5G, and just 50 years ago, we were impressed by a regular television that we needed an antenna for. So I said, so when they were looking for certain UFOs, it wasn't easy to spot them back in the days because the technology grew rapidly. But now, since we're where we are in 2024 with technology, we can't help but pick these things up on camera. Now, I said, there weren't cameras everywhere. Where there weren't camera everywhere, there wasn't thermal imaging until a certain year. There weren't satellites. The jets were hiding the fact that they had almost been crashing into unidentified objects because they didn't want people to think they were crazy. And now that there's cameras everywhere all the time, it's become undeniable to the point where the government has taken action. And I'm not going to say that it's a bad move. We definitely shouldn't come off as the aggressors if this is a real thing, but we shouldn't take it lightly as well. I never thought I'd see the day where I would actually not only talk about UFOs, actually believe what's coming out my own mouth. It could still be stuff that's just unexplained, but when things start to become too plentiful, it means that it might exist, in my opinion. But don't quote me on anything because I'm speaking from the heart, not from a factual viewpoint. There were three famous videos that were released in 2017 that the New York Times covered. There were three different unidentified flying objects, and they had names for them. The crazy thing is that they gave the videos up in 2017, but they had the videos already, but not too long before. There's three videos. Two were shot in 2015, and then I think one was shot all the way back in 2004. So that one they kept under wraps. But mind you, it probably wasn't as, as it wasn't happening as often as it is now. So the first one we're going to talk about is a video called the Tic Tac, because they describe the craft as like a tic tac, and they say that it moves with a technology far more advanced than we understand. They said that the descent from 80,000 feet and the ascent back up was mind-blowing. They told people like myself who didn't know how high 80,000 feet was, they said that that's outer space. Maybe not outer space, but space, which meant that not only was the craft moving through places in the air where objects can be crushed like nothing due to pressure, but the thing also was leaving the atmosphere like if it was a drone going up through regular air, and then re-entering the atmosphere like a drone, except like 100 times faster. They asked if the TikTok had been armed, would we be able to shoot it down if we were in a situation where the Tic Tac was hostile? And the guy says no, he don't think so. He doesn't say with all certainty, you know, but he says he believes no way. His exact words are, I don't think so. Okay, so then there's the gimbal video. Now the gimbal is the most craziest video I've ever seen. Well, it's the craziest video I've seen and didn't see, because the crazy thing about this video is there is a flying saucer. It looks like a spinning gyro. It's crazy. It looks like a flying gyro. It almost looks like a flying dreidel. And when the guy notices it, he's kind of in denial. The guy who's flying the jet can't believe it, and he starts to say, that gotta be a drone or something. But the other guy that's with him, he doesn't know that guy's looking at a different screen. And he tells him because he don't know that there's 5 more aircrafts in a V formation in front of the gyro thing. So there's the gyro thing and 5, 6, 7 more alien aircrafts in a V formation in front of the gyro. Like if the gyro's the leader and the other aircrafts are protecting it. So I wrote I said he starts to say that it's got to be a drone, but what he doesn't know is there are about 5 more aircrafts in a V formation in front of the gyro, looking like like the 5 aircrafts in front are protecting it. He can't see them because he's looking at a certain screen, and there's another visual that he uses that they use different technology with. So the crazy thing is, it is the technology of the other screen he's looking through can't pick up on the squadron in front of the gimbal, but the technology that the other screen is using can pick up on the squadron. Now the crazy thing is that his boy tells him, look, the gyro that you're looking at, it's not by itself. There's 5 more planes in front of it protecting it. So the guy is like, he's at a loss for words, right? So, but that's the gimbal video. That's the craziest one for me. A gyro type flying saucer, and then the other co-pilot tells him, "You're looking in that screen. I'm looking in the SA screen." I believe he says SA. He goes, "I don't know why you only see the gyro." He goes, "But there's 5 more aircraft in a V formation in front of the gyro." So, but I wrote, next is the Go Fast video. And it was taken in 2015, also like the gimbal. So the Go Fast video is pretty crazy also. This is the craft that probably goes the fastest. And they said they also seen it perform maneuvers that we are not capable of performing yet, and may never be able to perform. Or in 100 years, 50 years. It says, we're not capable of performing these maneuvers yet with our aircrafts, and the technology can take an unknown amount of time before we would ever be able to pull off those maneuvers. There's a chance we would never be able to. They pretty much make it clear that any of these 3 aircrafts that we've seen, if they were hostile, we would have some major issues on our hands. I've always looked at myself like a fighter, but a fighter who will fight for the right reason. I could only cross my fingers and pray to God that they're peaceful. And if they aren't peaceful, then even with the technology they demonstrated, I got my money on the home team. I don't think they're hostile, though. I'm a firm believer in a higher power, and I do believe that never could evil conquer good. So I live every day of life in God's hands, and if God wants me, He'll take me. Nobody controls my life except God and myself. God, not any aliens, not any disease, not any human beings. God is the one that will come and take me. I said, me and my bro are uncontrollable, and we come from a different cloth, a rare bloodline. We come from a bloodline of kings. I shall fear nothing but God. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. Amen. I know every man out there that's G'd up has got to be with me on that one. God bless you guys. I'm going to leave it on that note. Don't let this one rattle you. As many times as we've seen UFOs, they've never been hostile. I think we'll be alright. And if they want to bust a move, what can we do except defend ourselves? My love is universal, so even if there's life out there besides us, unless they're evil, I have love for them. But if something is truly evil, it cannot be loved by you, even if you wanted to love it. Evil doesn't entertain love. Spend that love on somebody who deserves it. There are true heroes. I wrote, spend that love on somebody who deserves it. There are true heroes out there. There are people out there that can not be saved, and I'm praying that whatever might be out there is something that would be a positive for us and could help us save our own planet from global warming, um, desertification, and other things that are destroying our planet. Now, you guys, you let me know what you think about everything I said. Um, are they here? Are they hostile? Have they been around for centuries and never bothered us? Or are they finally coming to get what they always wanted? you know, like at the end of it all, I just my belief in God and my positive outlook won't let me believe that they don't come in peace. I believe they come in peace, and I'm gonna end it on that note. It's your boy Spankdog, aka Puffinstein at YouTube, Puffinstein 514 at Twitch, and I'm out.